Hello and welcome back to the House of the Stag podcast for part two of the Stannis episode. Today we're talking about Stannis Baratheon and Winds of Winter. So yeah, let's get right into it. George, where did we leave off with Stannis? Where is he right now and what is he doing?
He's in a place called the Crofters Village. It's like is it 1 day away from Winterfell or 3 days away?
Three
It's
days.
really close.
3 days.
3 days. It's to the west of Winterfell, and it's got two lakes, two ice lakes, and a bunch of trees and some weirwood trees.
That doesn't sound too good.
Yeah,
He's fucked, right?
yeah. There's a tower there. You can do something about it.
A tower.
Mm.
Near the lake.
Near the lake. There's
Huh.
the tower. Yeah, he's camped there with let's see, what's his troops right now? Is like 3,000, 4,000 mountain clans,
But like
some
it's
Mormonts, some Glovers, couple hundred, and a bunch of survivors from Roderick Cassell's Battle of Winterfell. A bunch of like Kerwins and Tall Hearts. Then he has Theon Greyjoy, he has Asha Greyjoy, and Morzumber is working elsewhere. So he has about 5,500 people.
huh. And how will he
Yeah.
deal with the Boltons and the Freys?
Boltons are still holed up. He's gonna deal with the phrase first with the night lamp, aka it's snowing really bad, so the phrase cannot see. And Hosting Frey is kind of a angry and simple guy. He will charge into the ice lakes, and Stannis will probably use catapults and the holes they dug up with when fishing in the lakes, so they will crack open the ice and drown the Frey cavalry. That's what he planned, but it might not go as perfectly as he thinks, and there might be some casualties afterwards. But his chance of winning that battle is pretty high. Yeah.
Huh. And all
Mm.
that despite the pink letter.
The pink letter claims 7 days of battle. I don't think anyone has 7 days. That's a lot of cardio, my man.
Especially for
Yeah.
freezing people, right? So
Yeah.
I think Stannis is going to win the Battle of Ice, using the lake to his advantage. Yeah, I think the outcome will be that he fakes his own death, for him to maybe be able to get into Winterfell without a siege, even.
But really, I think the variable right now is Wyman Manderley is coming and Ramsey's coming, but they're all coming as Stannis at different times. It's pretty disorganized. So if let's say like Manderley goes there and nobody can see clearly, and Stannis starts fighting Manderley, then it will just be a huge misunderstanding.
Yeah, but what we can say is that there are already traitors in Winterfell, both traitors, people loyal
Right.
to not to Stannis but to the Starks, I guess. People that didn't forget about the killings that occurred in at the Red Wedding, because you got people in all sorts of places. You got Davos, obviously going to Skagos. You don't really know what's going to happen with Wyman Manderley. Obviously, the Pink Letter claims that Stannis already died, so it's gonna be interesting how George approaches it, and it's probably going to be through Asha. I feel like it's the safe bet. Like the
Yeah,
first
Asha
thing,
and Theon.
yeah, the first thing we're going to get in Winds of Winter about the northern plot about the Battle of Ice will probably play out through Asha's POV, because I think he'll George will keep it mysterious for a while before he reveals what really went on and what is going on in inside Winterfell and outside of Winterfell.
Yeah, because in the perfect world, right, at the ice lakes, you will get rid of literally all the Freys and perhaps kill off Ramsay right there, and then you will have Manderleys and some of Stannis's men wearing the Frey armor and get into the castle and open up the gates, like how Littlefinger plans with Renly in King's Landing. That's like the best way, and probably the only feasible way for Stannis to take Winterfell because he has no siege weapons. You can just like wait and starve, or really just get inside, as John Connington says, by guile. So that's how it goes.
I really think he's going to win the Battle of Ice, and I also think he's going to retake Winterfell, because
Yeah,
as you mentioned in the first part of our Stannis episode podcast, why even bother putting him in such a horrible scenario if he just dies? Why put Justin Massey into the Bravosi storyline? Why send
yeah.
Davos to Skagos? Why have Stannis meet with Theon and we get this like plotting side of Stannis? Pretty bold what he said about let them come, and just goes to show that
We
he
hold
really
the
has a
ground.
plan. Yeah, and I mean to take that
Yeah.
to my advantage. And
The thing is, the only way for that storyline to pay off is if Stannis wins. If he loses and Jon Snow comes in, it's just like it's too traditional for George because the Stark retaking Winterfell is too traditional way of storytelling compared to like someone who by chance ended up in the North and then had some difficult, complicated relationship with Ned Stark, but nonetheless trying his best to help out. I think it's just a better storyline. Yeah, and then if we take into consideration, if you want to take literally some of the secrets of George's, one is Hodor and the other one is Shireen being burned. And if it's true that he insists Stannis burning Shireen, then the only way for Stannis to safely burn Shireen is to survive Winterfell. And the only way you can survive Winterfell right now is to win. If he loses, he's gonna get killed.
yeah, because it's weeks away from Castlebeck. We gotta remember, for the people that don't know about A Song of Ice and Fire, Stannis never burns Shireen at this point. And in the last POV chapter from, what was it? Where he sends Justin Massey.
Theon chapter?
Yeah, the Theon chapter.
Theon.
He sends
Theon one.
Justin Massey
Yeah.
away, and he says that he wants to have this sellsword army, 20,000 men, and if he dies, he wants this army to fight for Shireen Baratheon, for his daughter. I don't know. He's weeks away, so why would he all of a sudden decide to have a burn at Castle Black? Doesn't make much sense. Like, I feel like he would have to be present, and the only logical way to have him hand out this order is to have him win the Battle of Ice, and then maybe if some really bad stuff happens with the others, with the White Walkers, then
Yeah.
yeah, I can see him burning Shireen, but not for like this battle. Because if he loses this battle, he just sent out Justin Massey to get 20,000 men for Shireen, so it doesn't make much
Yeah.
sense. So
Yeah, he has like 5,000. Let's say if we're in the scenario where it's easiest for him to burn Shireen, where he loses the Battle of Ice, but somehow survive with like 20 good men, and then he runs his ass back to Castle Black,
for months.
and then he decides to burn Shireen. But like that still wouldn't make sense because even if he got majority of his men killed, if he got mountain clans killed, but somehow he survives with like Richard Horp and just run back, he still doesn't have to burn Shireen because Justin Massey is still going to come back with some sellswords, not necessarily 20,000, but he's going to get something. So yeah, so by the time he runs back, Justin will be back with reinforcements, and he can get just like roll over in Winterfell round 2 if he wants to, and this still would not involve Shireen.
Yeah, it always strikes me as completely random when people just outright come to my comment sections over on the fan page and claim that that Stannis burning Shireen is canon, right? Bro, we don't even know
It could be,
it could
yeah,
very
it
well
could
could be,
be,
but we
but
don't know
like,
the outcome. We don't know the circumstances, and it really matters, especially with such a guy like Stannis. To do a complete 180 from POV chapter to another, it's the only thing that I could see. I don't know if I could see it, but it's a little tinfoil theory I have. It's doesn't have very. It's not very grounded, but want to hear it.
yeah,
What if Melisandre wants to bring back Jon Snow, but she needs King's blood, and I don't know how, but she uses glamour or somehow has people believe that Stannis ordered the burning of Shireen because he, just like in the show, needs help with like the weather and he's stuck and stuff like that. What if Stannis won't actually be present when Shireen dies? What if he never actually ordered the burning of Shireen, and it occurs anyway. That's a little
Yeah.
the only way I can see Stannis without actually being Stannis ordering it right
hmm.
away. Other than that, it's
I
gotta
don't
be.
think Mel needs glamour to burn Shireen. You know, she could just read the pink letter and be like, "Oh wow, Stannis freaking just died, and
Huh.
Jon Snow died. So let me just burn Shireen to see which one comes back. Whoever comes back is the prince that was promised."
Yeah, that was the tinfoil part about it, was the glamour part, because what if you just somehow, I don't know, we get a Stannis at Castle Black even though it's not actually Stannis, you know?
Because if you were to burn Shireen now is the right time. Because as of the pink chapter, the pink letter chapter, we have a thing where one just killed Sir Patrick of King's Mountain because a couple of Kingsmen or Queensmen is trying to take the wildling as bride. So that was the chaos we're left with at the end of Dance. And
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh wow, we just got 1-1, kill Sir Patrick, and then 5 minutes later Jon Snow gets killed. Everyone's getting distracted. Mel can just drag Shireen to the snow and be like, hey, do you want some s'mores? You know? He's like, yeah, it sounds pretty good. And she's like, get in it.
Oh God.
Yeah, that would be a good opportunity, but I feel like ultimately Stannis is kind of a tragic character, so it makes sense if in the end George will put him in a scenario where he has to do this horrible thing to achieve a certain goal. But it will be much more nuanced than, you know, I just want the throne. I'll kill my daughter for the throne.
Yeah.
But rather like there's like literally zombies everywhere. I love my daughter, but I gotta just do this or we all die. I'm gonna die in like 5 minutes. How about I just try this shit out? And that might be the way they're gonna do it.
Yeah, that one I could see. That's what I mentioned. That's the only real reason I can see him going for it, burning his daughter. Not for
Yeah,
his
I
own
think
good,
by the
but
time he decides to do that, I don't think he even cares about Iron Throne anymore. That's like zombies piling up the gates of Winterfell. That kind of urgency right there. How the time matches up with Jon Snow's resurrection, that's another question.
oh yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting. I like the idea of having a ghost chapter. Gonna see what's going on, the whole chaos at Castle Black. You just mentioned it, Wun Wun, and everything that's going on. To
Yeah.
see that through the direwolf's eyes, because it's could be a really small but unique chapter.
It could be
Melisandre.
the prologue
Oh hell yeah!
because Varamir Sixskins, he did that thing where he was a bird at a certain time, and then he gets burned up by Melisandre, and then he has a terrible time and gets killed by a walker.
But isn't the prologue chapter confirmed to be Jane Westerling?
I heard that thing for years, but then again, this dude is taking 10 years to write this book. He
Oh
could
yeah.
have changed that 5,000 times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, imagine
Especially.
Theon as the prologue.
Oh,
Although
please
most
don't.
people die in the
Yeah,
prologue,
that's what I was
so
going. That's what I
I
was
don't
going
see
to
how
say.
Jane dies though. That's kind of random.
Hmm. I don't know. Maybe something related to,
Yeah.
obviously, Lady Stoneheart or.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah. Hmm.
So another thing that just seems too easy is Justin Massey getting 20,000 men. What if he is the Arya man? Like he is the one to get fake Arya to Castle Black, and then also the one who takes the real Arya back from Bravos to Westeros. I feel like that's
Whoa.
the most
Whoa.
logical.
Whoa. Yo, that's good. That's good. Elevate Justin Massey into one of the greatest characters in the whole show. Just right there. Two Arias, two girls, one cup.
Yeah, imagine him. No, 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 hell no. Nah, we're not getting into that.
Yo, but that's good though. That would be good, right? If Justin runs into Arya in Bravos. Yeah, she's like, I want to ride.
Yeah, because right now he has no reason to believe the fake Arya is fake, so he probably believes that he's taking the real Arya to Castle Black,
Because
only to
then,
realize it's not the real Arya. Then he's going to Bravos and does whatever. And I think the 20,000 men thing it's not gonna happen. But eventually he
yeah,
runs into
he's
Arya.
probably gonna get like 10,000. Just get anything.
So you really
Um,
think we will get an army? Isn't that just a bit too
he'll get
convenient?
some. I think the someone analyzed like all of the sellswords are either engaged in marine or elsewhere, so he doesn't really have that many companies to choose from. But he can buy ships. He can buy other stuff. There's a lot more things. You get money. You can buy something. Even if he just like buys swords, just tons of hardware, buys a bunch of trebuchet and ship it back to Westeros. He's got money. He can do something. Yeah. And I think if he brings back Arya, since that would be a nice parallel world, because Arya will pretend to be someone else.
Oh
You
wow!
know,
What if he doesn't even know it's the real Arya and he just
he doesn't
put
know.
a
I think
fake
he's
Arya
Arya.
to Castle Black and now he brings the real one, thinking it's
Yeah,
commoner or something.
yeah, she's either going to just tell him a false story to get on the boat, or she's gonna use the faceless man thing and just pretend to be someone else and just hop on the boat.
Huh.
Yeah, interesting. But I think she using deception and Jane also using deception will be a really nice. It circles right back.
Yeah, I like that
Maybe
idea.
Arya will be the reason Stannis wins in Winterfell.
That's a bit too quick. We don't have
I'm
teleportation
sorry,
in Song
but
of Ice and Fire.
th this is the woman who kills the Night King. Thank you. I'm sure she can handle the boat.
Oh hell no,
Well,
we won't get a Night King in
if
the boat.
Justin brings her back, if that's the only thing Justin brings back, she can at least do the spy thing. She can pretend to be anyone. She can pretend to be Ramsay, and she will open the gates. That will be enough for Stannis.
Boom.
You know what? That would be the easiest way to open the gates if Arya comes back.
It's too much.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible. There are weirder theories.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
Well,
I do think Stannis' key to success in Winterfell is to open the gates.
and also Davos and Rickon Stark. How will that go? How do you see Davos's mission to bring Rickon Stark back playing out?
That's so that will be whether Manderley wants a king in the north. So whether Manderley decides to betray Stannis or a compromise with Stannis.
Which is my prediction for Winds of Winter. I think Stannis is going to be betrayed
Betrayed?
and
Mm.
killed, and Rickon Stark will be temporarily at least become king in the north.
Yeah, I mean, like Manderley can play dirty, but if he fights along Stannis and do all this hard work, I'm sure he will have some respect for him. I think before he tries something, there will be at least some sort of negotiation where I don't think he'll just straight up kill someone who helps you the most, you know?
Yeah, Stannis would have
Yeah,
to do some sketchy stuff. And what if Manderley hears
yeah,
about Stannis ordering to go back to my little tinfoil theory? What if Manderley hears about Stannis ordering to burn Shireen, and still seeing the Theon shebang
yeah.
still being
Or if Manderley has reason to suspect that Stannis will kill Rickon, that will make sense. How do I say this? Because all you need to do to like make Manderley calm down is to do the Davos speech. This is not about the squabbles. It's about the living and the dead. If you kill Stannis, Stannis's men freak out, kill your men kill Stannis's men, and then White Walker roll down on you. You had like 10,000 men. Now you have 2,000. What are you gonna do? Is it worth it to kill Stannis?
But that really depends on how many men Stannis will have, because I don't see the Mountain clans going to war against the Manderleys.
Also, like, I wonder how many men Manderley actually has. Does he only have a few hundred, or does he claim to have thousands?
I think with all these wars, probably a couple of hundred max.
Although he says he has a lot of horses and a lot of knights.
And yet he can't ride one.
Yeah, he can't ride.
because he's
Fucking
busy eating
roast.
Burger King all the time.
He's definitely well off. Not a lot of people, but we'll see how that goes. If Stannis dies and the North takes a hit with its own men, I guess you will have to bring Sweet Robin into the fold.
Been waiting for that one. Sweet Robin. What if Sweet Robin
Yeah.
will open the gates at Winterfell?
After he brutally kills Harry the Heir.
You really think it's going to be his own
Yeah.
doing?
No, I don't think Sweet Robin. I do think Sweet Robin is gonna have like some 200 IQ thing going on, as with Mace Tyrell probably gonna join Aegon. You know, interesting things are happening.
Oh yeah, loads of things, and the more you think about it, the more depressed you get because it all means that when George says he wrote hundreds of pages, that's probably just the northern plot. Or
Dude, that's all I need. I don't care about the end game. Once Stannis is dead, I'm done.
Bro, you're like one of those Walking Dead fans. Like, if Daryl dies, I won't watch anymore.
I guess once both Stannis and Fagon die, then it's just like John Naris left. What am I gonna do? I can just watch season 8.
You're my queen.
What do I want to read? You're my queen. It'll be the easiest. Once George kills off Fagon and Stannis, the writing will be so easy. Dream of Spring will come out in like a month because it's just you're my queen. I think that's his mirror needs not right now. He has the Marine thing going on. He has Stannis, Barristan, Victorian, and then Euron gonna do something. Once this is over and it's like Living and the Dead, it'll be like 5 seconds. He doesn't even have to write it. It'll just be like the last book, see season 8.
Oh god.
But if Manderley betrays Stannis, that will be after he burns Shireen. That will probably piss off enough people where he will launch his little rebellion.
Yeah, the whole Theon situation, because the Northerners will definitely want to have him killed.
Dude, like, how much nicer can Stannis be? He's gonna let the Northerners do what they want with Theon. He's gonna be like, you keep your old gods.
Yeah, but then
Yeah, he's like,
makes sense
don't have to pay taxes.
for
Yeah,
Stannis's storyline to end like that, because he's a character so righteous, so driven by duty. It makes sense to have him go out like that. But I can also see him dying in the fight against the others. That's at least my wishful thinking. But if I had to put money on it, I would say he will be betrayed in the next book.
yeah, probably. But I would just say Manderley's reason for betraying Stannis will be more complicated than just the North has to rule itself. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he will have some significant grievance with Stannis to do that. I think right after you just like fought alongside someone, you don't have the energy to betray him right away. You want to like relax and drink, you know?
Dude, what if Jon Snow gets resurrected by Melisandre? Melisandre realizes Jon Snow is Azor Ahai. Jon Snow says,
Mhm.
fuck my oath, fucks Melisandre. Melisandre kills Stannis, and now we have a new Azor Ahai and a new king in the north.
Yeah, the simplest way, honestly, Jon Snow should have fucked Melisandre in the show. That would just end Winterfell in one move. His shadow baby is gonna be like 10 times stronger than Stannis's. He's gonna kill Roose Bolton and Ramsay Bolton.
Right, which is
You
the.
think about that, and he brought her to the Battle of Bastards, and she did jack shit. King's blood, King's coom.
Oh no, 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 no. No, 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 no.
King's nut.
Holy shit. Oh man.
I'm just saying.
What kind of.
In the show and in the books, they have so many ways, especially in the show. They could have won so easily. But Jon Snow keeps on, just not doing his thing. And him not having sex with Melisandre is why Stannis dies, is why thousands of Northerners and Wildlings died. If he just did it, would have solved a lot of problems. What do you think the Thanes will do? I assume Alice is going to take the Thanes to retake Harhold. Oh, right. Stannis still has the. We didn't even mention the big variable. He just arrested Arnold Karstock, and he has Arnulf's men, which is like pretty strong. Arnulf gave Stannis like 500 men with like spears and all kinds of hardware. It's pretty good. That's looking good for Stannis. And I think he didn't tell anyone, so Arnold's lieutenants can literally just like follow Stannis.
Yeah, that's going to be helpful for the cavalry attack on the ice lake.
Yeah, and especially now you have the Arnulf part of Karstark, which are just pieces of shit, and then you have the new Karstark, aka the Thens, who fully supports Stannis. Then Stannis has more support. Yeah.
Another interesting thing to talk about is, wouldn't it be too convenient if Stannis just straight up kills both Roose and Ramsay Bolton? What if Jon Snow will still have to deal with Ramsay? Let's say he runs away, or I feel
I
like it's
just think
too convenient.
dragging the Winterfell plot over two major characters is just like too redundant, you know?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's kind
maybe
of
Ramsay
weird.
kills off Roose, but I feel like the book Roose is too smart to go out like that.
Yeah, but the Karstark Civil War is gonna be worth it.
Hmm.
The Thens are the best. I hate that show meme. I hate the Thens. The Thens are literally the greatest wildlings of all time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they're not even cannibals in the books. It's a show thing.
Yeah, they're not. They're the Ice River clans are the cannibals.
Yeah.
But even the show Thens, they're still the only ones who can make decent weapons. In the show, the Thens are still the one with like bronze spears and stuff and axes. The rest of them are using rocks. The main guy in the show, what's his name? I don't even
Magnar.
know. Not Seagull.
Magnar of
Magnar. He had like a fancy breastplate or something. None of the wildlings do.
Weimar Royce's. Not Weimar. Bronzeon Royce's armor.
Yeah,
There.
it's great. Seagorn, Magnar Finn, huge Stannis fan. This guy just loves Stannis for some reason. Yeah, Stannis is like, want to take my religion? He's like, I'm in.
Which brings us into another topic. Why do you like Stannis so much? Why is he your favorite character? You must have gotten this question so
Uh,
many goddamn times. Now's the time to answer
because
it.
because he's presented as this uncompromising guy, but he compromises and changes all the time. He's like just like a huge contradiction in that his supposed hypocrisy is just fills him at a very as a very different character.
Yeah,
You know, Jon Snow has very little internal conflict. He has some conflicts, but overall he's just like a good guy. The Stannis has some shitty behavior here and there, but he's still trying to do his best. That's why I like him.
really.
He's a hypocrite in a good way, you know?
Yeah. That's because he's constantly compromising, constantly trying to, which is part of his great development in A Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah, and George Martin likes quoting William Faulkner on the greatest conflict is within the human heart, and no other character has as much conflict as Stannis. You know, Jon Snow feels bad sometimes, but not really conflicted. He's like, I just got to do the right thing. Stannis is like, yeah, I'm saying that I'm doing this for duty, but actually, I kind of want the Iron Throne, and then I gotta save the realm before I have the throne. And he just constantly goes back and forth, and it's just like really engaging story.
Yeah, and still, what I also really enjoy about him is his zero bullshit persona. He doesn't back down, and he just doesn't take bullshit. He's a truly just man. He has a goal and he goes for it, and I like that. And even though
Yeah,
that might sound simple, it's a lot more complicated. Just like you said, the whole compromising thing, realizing.
yeah. He learns from people. He learns from Renly. He learns from John. Like he learns to negotiate. And when John says you don't have to ask them to kneel all the time, it pisses people off. How about you go there and just drink some Bud Light with these people? You know, he's like, this is very annoying, but I will do it. And then he does it, and thousands of people follow. I mean, like mountain clans have their own plan, but they drink with Stannis. They're like, this guy's kind of awkward, but I like it. You know?
Yeah, and he's an amazing military mind. He's,
Yeah.
I mean, Fair how he managed to withstand the siege at Storm's End. He has a really good backstory too. For example, that scene where he talks about Robert taking him to court and those
Hmm.
two looking at Tywin Lannister. I feel like we should have seen some of those scenes in the television series because it kind of gives you an idea who he is.
Like Stannis does all the stuff for Robert. He's like, I don't really like my brothers.
Yeah, he got fucked over by Robert, and that's never really. I mean, there are a few little scenes, but that's never really explored on the television show.
Yeah, I mean, like he literally build a brand new fleet to take Dragonstone, and then you're gonna yell at him because he's like 5 minutes late.
Yeah, and also he's really funny. I laughed a couple of times reading A Song of Ice and Fire, and the whole
Yeah.
dry humor shit just gets me. Like this is not King's Landing.
He was more qualified than me, Janice Slint. He's like the cook.
Yes, stuff like that.
Yeah, like everyone just has a horrible time in on the wall, but he's like the food here is surprisingly good.
All right, then let's wrap this one up. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. We have lots of stuff going on in April, including a Game of Thrones special project that will have multiple features by Game of Thrones cast and crew members. I'll drop hints very soon, and I hope we will see you.